Morning, children of God.
Good morning.
That worked. There's volume and everything. Yay! Breathe. This is for me. You guys are doing fine. Reach all decisions through prayer, not pressure. So, when you're feeling pressure, breathe. Back into prayer, yeah? And so saith the lesson for the day. No, that's kidding. Although it could be. There's going to be a little more, though. I just happen to know. The way I know it, because today is peace. So we're going to begin this morning as we stand, join together, and sing in the silence. In this moment, love is here. Peace is here. Truth is here. God is here. And we take a moment and acknowledge His presence moving in and through us in this moment. This day, we choose to be open, receptive, responsive to His instruction and to His guidance. This day, we are grateful for the opportunity to come together, to worship, to sing, and to pray in the name, in the nature, in the power of the Christ. Amen. Now, before we send our kids off, Mike, would you do me a favor? Would you light my candle for me?
I can, but I like your candle.
You take the center one and light the one right in the front. No. You can do it from this one.
Okay.
No, that doesn't light.
Take
the candle up and light that one for me.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Just like that. There you go. Back in the center. And that we did with peace.
Peace, okay.
Thank you.
Today's daily word is inner peace, and this morning, Wayne will read our daily word for us.
Good morning and happy holidays. Today's daily word is, words are inner peace. The peaceful presence of God is within me. On this second Sunday of Advent, I focus on peace. I clear my mind of cluttered thoughts and replace them with images of tranquility. I visualize a quiet lake, the stars on a clear night, or my family snuggled in a restful sleep. I let go of outer concerns and trust Spirit. Peace is a state of mind in which I know I am one with God. The presence is within me, around me, and in everyone for whom I care. Focused on peace, I am guided in every decision and directed toward my good. By maintaining a peaceful state of mind, I allow the full expression of God within me to bless every area of my life. I hold only positive, faith-filled thoughts. As I choose to live peacefully, I am a blessing of peace to others. Paul wrote to the Romans at Romans 15:5, live in harmony with one another in accordance with Christ Jesus.
Things show up in your life to remind you that you have an opportunity to choose in the way you respond. But to set that base, at every opportunity, you need to affirm who you are and then come from there. So this morning, let's take our affirmation together. I am a child of the living God. I have within me the all-creating power of the Christ. It radiates from me and blesses all whom I contact. I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I am now in the presence. Let's rest into that as we join with Steve. I am. From your heart now. And having spoken these words of the truth of us, as we have stilled our bodies, gently, easily, effortlessly, we now quiet our mind. We take a moment and move to that place in consciousness that Jesus called our inner closet, our secret space. And as we enter in this hallowed ground, we close the door. We close the door on those thoughts and feelings of what I should have done. We close the door on those thoughts or feelings of what I have yet to do this day. And for one holy moment, I rest. I breathe. And I listen. For in my prayers I'm learning to ask, and here in the silence, in the stillness, answers come. This day, perhaps in a word, a phrase, music, a thought. Regardless of how it shows up for you this morning, know that this gift comes to you wrapped in love. This day, make a decision. This day I decide to reach out and say yes. This day I choose to claim these gifts as my own. I know that as I do so, every cell of my being responds. I am re-energized. I am renewed. I am whole and free. In this moment, I am lifted up and I am grateful. I remember I'm a channel through which good flows into my world. This day, here, right now, in the stillness, in the silence, I open that channel wide. That which has been so freely given to me, I send forth, knowing there is no lack nor limitation. In this moment, my needs are met. I send these gifts out from me, through me, into this place. Knowing they move together with other thought of like mind, and in doing so touch each and every one of God's children. In this moment, I am blessed. I choose to be a blessing. This flow continues from me, through me, into our community, wherever that might be this day, touching each and every one of God's children. Across our city, touching each and every one of God's children. In this moment, I am blessed. From me, through me, this flow continues across our state, across our country, touching each and every one of God's children. In this moment, peace. In this moment, love. I am blessed. From me, through me, across our country, around our world, touching each and every one of God's children, regardless of circumstance. I am there. Good is there. Love is there. This day, I see it, I live it, I breathe it. From me, through me, across our universe. Here in the stillness, in the silence, I remember that in spirit we are never separate one from the other. And somewhere, somewhen, someone is saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, for the gifts that have come from you, through you, have been received. And I am grateful, and that gratitude swells up and returns to you. In this moment, the circle of life, whole and free, I am blessed. Knowing this truth, I breathe and I rest for one holy moment. Knowing there is more yet for me to do this day, I now gently and easily return my attention to this now, to this place. I hold to this experience we have shared, and I join with you and pray as Jesus, our elder brother, has taught us when he said, "As for you, pray therefore in this manner." Where was I? Totally lost it, is what happened. Oh, I remember. I find it intriguing that this second Sunday of Advent, we take time out to look at peace. And if I were to look at my world, I could have a real challenge with that this day. There are families in South Africa and here in the United States that are grieving this day. There are people in our country who look at circumstance and react to it. And it would be easy to say, where is peace in that? It's hard to see sometimes. I can look in my mirror and go, what's up with you? There are things going on in my world, in my head. Thoughts. That I need to breathe and say, no, this is not the truth of who I am. And then to still the waters, do as Jesus did. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. That's how you calm it down. And then you breathe. And you say, next. And you take the next step forward, whatever that looks like for you. The challenge comes in that when we're getting ready to take that step, we say what I lovingly call our yeah buts. Yeah, but the last time I stepped out didn't quite work out so well for me, therefore I won't step at all. Or I am afraid, and I'll go into fear, because I'm basing my next step on what has occurred before now. Oops. That's when I need to breathe again. If it takes a couple of breaths, feel free. I breathe again. Center, peace, and step again. And if it still doesn't turn out all right, okay, take another step. See, that's part of the challenge. Is we think we remember what has occurred as the truth of us. I heard it this way. You have a story that you tell yourself. It's your story. Hi, my name's Rob. Jesus was born on my birthday. I was told to minister that when I was 5. I did, true story. Okay? I allow others to have my birthday as well, but Jesus was born on my birthday. And then my story continues with all the events, circumstances that have shown up that brought me to here. Okay? It's my story. How much of my story is the truth? Now, it's all my experience. It's all my experience. I'm not denying one bit of it. But how much of it is the truth of me? And the answer is the truth of me comes through in my story every time when I will center and come from my heart. When I can listen to that still small voice that says, peace, be still, come from that in you. Take that anger piece, which is generally something about fear. Generally fear of loss, too, by the way. If you think about it, you got to peel it back a little bit. But regardless, I'm in fear. And I need to back away from that fear. Of what are you afraid? Lo, I am with you always. I am with you always. What more do you need? Well, I need to remember it, that's all. Okay? Oh, no, I'd much rather be in charge. Thank you very much. Besides, it's Sunday. Sunday is God's day off. Everybody knows it. Oops. The stuff we think that just isn't true. It's part of our story. So what I heard was, you need to change your story. And the way you change your story is not to deny the experiences that you have had. The way to change your story is to change how you feel about it, about the labels you put on it. I share with you on a pretty regular basis that one of the most green countries on the planet is Vietnam. Of all the greens in our world, the green in Vietnam is green. It's also wet, it's also muggy, and I could live there or I can live here. Okay? Were there challenges in that time of my life? Absolutely. Are there challenges in my life now? Duh. Yeah, sure. We all have them, right? But some are easier than others, and we're getting better and better and better at solving them. And the way we get better and better and better at solving them is remember who we are. We started last week talking about faith and hope. This week about peace. You see, there are pieces that are all coming together, and that's the whole purpose of Advent, by the way, is to take these aspects of being, to bring them together for the renewing of the Christ in you, the birth of the Christ in you. And it's the birth of the awareness of your Christ presence, that which you are, the truth of you. And the more you come from faith, the more you come from peace. Later we'll be talking about joy and we'll be talking about love as well. But when you come from that place, your world is a whole lot better place. And guess what? When it's better for you, you just made it better for the whole world. Now, sometimes we don't think that's true. Oh, come on, Rob, me, just change one little idea and the whole world changes. Yeah, I'll give you an example. One little idea to change the whole world. Steve Jobs. One idea. Changed the world as we know it. Try this one on for size because Rob likes to play this way. This is the way Rob rolls. Before you call, I will answer. For those of us who are old enough to remember Dick Tracy, he had what? A wristwatch that was a communicator. Video. Guess what? It's off for sale at Best Buy. Now, granted, that was a long time ago. And it took a while for that thought to move through. But look at it. Who was I talking? Oh, I went to play golf Friday. And as I went into to pay my fees, the clerk was telling me about what he was really waiting to watch was this Orion blastoff at Cape Canaveral. Another giant step. This is Mars. We're on our way to Mars. They're blasting off now. Now, I think they're crazy. Just saying. I'm not strapping a rocket to that and going there. Not happening. I get it that there are those who think that's a great idea. I don't happen to be one of them. Will I applaud? Absolutely. But it's all about what? Ideas. It's about change in things. How I make shifts as I move forward. I take that which didn't work and I put it aside and I correct it and I try again. And if it doesn't work, I put it aside and I try again. Because there is that inner drive that you and I all have that says, I want to express the truth of who I am. I really want to do that. Sometimes I can't see it, but I really want to grab that and move it forward. To really, that would be so cool. Yes? Or am I the only guy on the planet? I don't think so. We all want to do that, right? But we need a a blueprint. We're not real good builders without one. Well, speaking of which, I saw a movie that's semi-true. The movie is called Still Here. If you have the opportunity to see it, it's on Netflix. It's a great flick. It's about a farmer. It's based on a true story about a farmer who was raised in upstate Maine. His parents were in construction and shipbuilding. He learned all of that. His wife was in early onset Alzheimer's, and he decided that they needed to take this big building down and get a smaller place for her. He immediately ran afoul of our planning department because A, he had no plan. From their perspective, he had a plan. It was right there. He saw it. And then he began to build with the plan. He built with lumber that nobody approved. I didn't know you had to have approved lumber to build. But apparently, according to our building codes here in this country, you have to have approved lumber. It has to have a stamp on it. No stamp, can't build it. The story is he goes through this, and literally the key is through it, and the challenges that he meets. But throughout it, he did something that just tugged at my heart, and that was, regardless of what occurred, he came from a place of peace. That this is the truth of me. I know how to do this. Saying, you know how to build your life. You know how. You don't need a permit. I hereby give you permission. You don't need a stamp, although I have one if you want one. Right? I just need to come from who I am. If you're not sure, or you need a plan, let's start with the plan that begins with this. You need to know who you are. I am a beloved child of God. Together. I am a beloved child of God. Breathe. Now this time, mean it. Together. I am a beloved child of God. Breathe. Now, from your heart. Breathe. Together. I am a beloved child of God. When in doubt, hold that truth. When looking at the troubled waters around you, remember what Jesus taught. Peace, peace, be still.
Thank you for listening. Please feel free to pass this message along to your friends and family. You can obtain additional audio tapes or CDs by visiting our website or by calling our office at 541-772-6902. We invite you to join us in prayer. We know that prayer works, and now you can send your prayer request to our prayer team here at Christ Unity Church by using the form on our website. The activities, programs, and services of this ministry are presented on a love offering basis. All gifts, regardless of size, are gratefully accepted. You may participate either by sending your gift to Christ Unity Church, 540 North Holly Street, Medford, Oregon, 97501, or by visiting us on the internet at www.unitymedford.org.